3.
Woohoo! Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are today. Welcome to today's special edition of Spirit Sessions, A View of the Light, where we take spiritual concepts and we bring them into the everyday so that we could really use them and not just keep them up in our head. We want to put these in our heart. And today we are so excited, most utterly excited, to have Dee Wallace as our guest. Welcome, Dee.
I'm so happy to be here, girls.
Woohoo! And so this morning, Bex brought to my attention, and this brings the story full circle for me, but Bex brought to my attention that you were on episode 1111, the 11th season, the 11th episode of Supernatural. Now, Supernatural was on Facebook. I joined a group, a support group for the mentally ill, and in that group, I'm wondering, well, nobody's using their skills. What's going on? And it encouraged me to wanting to help the people to become a life coach. And then from there, I reached out, and then I ended up meeting Emily Harrison, and then Emily, I met all of us. And so really, Supernatural was the whole thing that started us. And just for the occasion, I have my Love Yourself First shirt on, which is
I
a part of the Spirit
I love it because that's what I teach,
And so I think that's perfect for today, yes, because it's so easy sometimes to love others or to give and to give, but if we don't give to ourselves first, it takes it out. And so, wow, I was just so excited about that. I didn't think of any questions to ask you, but
we even learn that on an airplane, don't we? Put your own mask on first, because if you don't feed yourself the oxygen, you can't help anybody else, right? You can't think, you can't take action, you become literally useless in the creation of everything else if you don't take care of you. Same thing with our bodies, same thing with our money, right? If we don't take care of us first. But interestingly enough, that is a concept that no one is taught. We were taught over eons that it's God's going to love you more and society is going to love you more if you don't like yourself, if you don't claim your power, if you don't and can't say, you know what, I'm magnificent, I'm awesome, I'm incredible. And that's what we've got to get back to because they just didn't know. They didn't know, and so sins of the fathers have been passed down for eons around this issue, and I know that it's the core issue of all creation is to love yourself.
It's true. No, it's true. In so many cases, wounded people act in wounded ways. But if we turn our love back to ourselves, that's going to help bring us around. And that reminds me where I first found you again recently was on an interview, and you were talking about the I am statements and the love yourself first. And then I got your newsletter, and that was so full of love. And oh my God, I just loved your energy. And that's why I wanted to have you with us, because
thank
boy,
you.
do we need that energy.
Thank you. And, we all come in as light, all of us. And we all remain light. It's what you do with your light that matters. And you get to choose that. You get to direct it. You get to choose your thoughts. You get to choose your actions, how you see the world, how you see the world seeing you. It's all your choice, our choice. And so, the one energy, God, the creative force, it really doesn't care what you call it, but it's the energy that works with you and creates with you once you clearly choose what you want. But most of us have been taught to, well, I'm waiting for a sign. I'm waiting for a sign from God or from the guides or from the angels or, from the psychic or whatever. Instead of dropping into our hearts, not our minds, because your mind is trained to limit your possibilities. Right. Drop into your heart and go, really, what do I want to choose? What's going to make me happy? What rocks my boat? Right? Yes. And clearly commit to that. And then the universe, you guys know, you've all had experiences with this. Once you truly commit to something, to a choice that you've made, then stuff starts showing up in the weirdest ways, right? Weirdest ways. Yes. I mean,
you can't make that up.
Sometimes it takes me a week and I go, oh my God, that's what I asked for. I just never thought it'd come in like this, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So
it's true. So I would like to remind our audience, get your notebooks and start taking notes, because Dee has this way of dropping truth bombs. The way she says things hits you in such a way, and you're not going to want to forget these quotes. Of course, you can watch the replay, but if you write it down, you're going to really sound it in your heart. So who's with us, you guys?
Oh, we've got lots and lots of people, and share it out, guys, and share it out so your friends can get this information, because I think it's really important that everyone does. Kathy's watching. She must have set her alarm. She's in Australia.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Kathy, and Marla's here.
Australia, Kathy. I love Australia.
Our friend Brian's here, Cable here. He says it's so Brian. Difficult to remember at times to take care of myself first, he's saying.
It's not. Katie, stop. It's not difficult. That's the first belief you've got to let go, right there. Start saying it's easy. It is so easy to love myself and take care of myself, because your brain will start finding ways for you to love and take care of yourself then. If you say stuff is hard, or I don't know, or I can't figure it out, you have to understand that literally your brain will look for the limitations instead of all possibilibilities. Okay? That's a truth bomb.
Yeah. There's a truth
yes,
bomb.
Right there. Write that down, Brian.
Right yes.
Okay,
my neighbor across the road's watching. Hi, April. And Siraj is watching, and Deborah Williams is watching. Maureen is watching. Lisa.
Oh, hi, guys.
Everybody's, we got lots of people coming on, so.
Well, excellent. I've got two things that the channel wanted me, and by the way, I know I just look like jolly old Dee, but I really am very far into the channel right now. And yes. Before the show, I was asking what two principles they wanted me to bring forward to you that most people on this call were confused about regarding self-love. And the first one is, the more you take responsibility for yourself, the more you will experience loving yourself. And that's really important, because most people think it's the opposite way around. Oh, when I love myself, then I'll want to take responsibility for myself. But the more you commit to taking responsibility for who you are, for what you choose, for taking action, for creating your life, the more you will experience how good you feel about you, because you're stepping forward for yourself. And number two is, when you love yourself, it actually makes you feel safer in the world. Now, I think we should explore this one a little bit, because let's all go back to our childhoods here for a minute, guys. What did your mommy and daddy and church and society tell you about saying, God, I'm awesome, and I'm magnificent, and I'm brilliant, and I rock? What messages did you get?
Don't be prideful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
And God isn't going to love you because you're you're selfish and you're boastful. Society will not love you because you're boastful and full of yourself, right? And yet, we have amazing people like Mother Teresa and Gandhi and Oprah and Bill Gates who do amazing things because they powerfully love who they are. And so what I want you to get clear about is that your fear of loving yourself is really your fear of being powerful. But your consciousness gets to choose what you do with your power, guys. You get to choose. And if you want to take your power to do good for others, like the boys on Supernatural do, they do so much good for other people. I do so much good for other people. You three do so much good. You have to use, because if the people with higher consciousness are not coming forward to use their power, the people with lower consciousness will come forward and use theirs. And then by default, we are creating a world that we do not want.
Yes.
My Baptist preacher came out there for a minute.
Well, yes, I got the goosebumps.
Yeah, me too.
Well,
Well,
the world got to how it is now, you know? It's exactly how it got to how it is, because we were told you have to stay small, you have to be quiet, you have to accept things, you know?
Right.
Instead of being able to say, no, this doesn't work.
So are we going to continue to be our parents and parent ourselves incorrectly?
No way.
Or are we going to parent our little girl and our little boy now and our teenager and our adult self and go, you know what? That's the past, and the past has nothing to do with how I'm creating myself now. And this is what I'm choosing to focus on now.
Yes.
Every day I get up, before I get out of bed, I direct my day, I open my heart, I open my chakras, I align my heart line, and I say, in this day to day, I love myself more and more and more. And the more it's like money, the more I love me, the more love I have to share. And
That's right.
Yes.
you know, those of you that are looking for more energy in your life, start loving. I'm not kidding. We look at it as a woo-woo principle, but it's really a scientific principle.
Yes.
They've taught them, you know, laughter and love will heal you. And yet we've got this dichotomy going inside of all of us that's going, yeah, no, don't you dare. Yeah, no, don't you dare. Right?
Yes. No wonder we get tired.
No wonder we get tired. Exactly. Yes. No wonder the universe doesn't know how to answer us. The universe is out there going, okay, I hear you do, I hear you don't. I'll just sit here and wait till you figure it out, and then I can come play with you. Right?
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
Do you think, Dee, that's why, like, an underlying one of the golden rules of most religions is love your neighbor as yourself? But I think it may be a little flip, like, because you should love yourself, because if you can't love yourself, then you can't love your neighbor, right?
Yeah. Can anybody give me a quote from any religion about self-love?
Except love your neighbor as yourself, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you how to love yourself.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't tell you how. I guess they assume that we should know.
Yeah, the Good
Right.
Samaritan.
It's always putting it outside of you, though. It's always loving.
All of Christ's teachings was about love, but not specifically loving yourself.
Right.
Buddha,
Yes.
you know, Buddha's religion teaches you how to be in the state of love, right? But
Yes.
specifically, loving yourself is very rarely dealt with. And so we get, it's very interesting to me, again, that dichotomy of all the messages about the things we want. So we all know that we love money. We love having money. We love having the safety and the freedom of money. You know you do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
That doesn't mean that money's controlling you. But to say it's not okay to love money and money's the root of all evil and all those things that have been taught to us by the people who have a lot of money, I'd like to point out.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, the church and the kings were in partnership with each other.
Yes.
So God said, these miracles and more will you do also. And then men came in and said, you have no power unless you go through me. You can't even talk to God.
Yes.
I mean, hello, duh, not true.
Absolutely.
Self-limiting, and we're the only ones that can choose something differently now. Are people railing against me on the?
No, people are just thinking, self-love is about surrounding. Is surrounding beautifully explained in the King. What did he say? Oh, self-love and love about surrounding beautifully was explained beautifully in the book of King Solomon, which was removed by the church in 1500.
Thank you.
It was in there. They took out the good parts. And any part that had to do with women and power and love and self-love, anything that went against them, they took it out. Anything. Love yourself first and everything falls into place. That's what Kelly said.
That gives us our individual power to create our own lives was pretty much taken out. And, you know, my brother is a theologian and he's out here visiting. We were talking about that the other day. And he said, all theologians are taught that around the year 400, all of the major religious sects got together and said, we'll keep that, we won't keep that. We'll keep this, we won't keep that. And the creed they come up with that, you know, I couldn't believe I actually remembered it from all my days in church. I believe in the Holy Catholic Church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sins, that one. That's when they came up with that creed. Well, if you read that creed, it's based in Catholicism. And yet all sects are still saying that creed. You know?
We have a new one, but it's similar. Yeah. So
we just have to decide the truth that we want now. And, you know, I remember when I was like 8 years old sitting in church listening to the preacher going on about God's vengeance. And I turned to my mom and I said, this doesn't make any sense to me, Mommy. I don't think God's mad at me.
Right.
Out of the mouths
of babes.
You know?
Exactly.
Yes.
So, and yet God is love.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
So, well, where are we? What are we going to believe? And we've still got those conflicting things cellularly and in our thought patterns going on with us now. You want to know why you make money and then lose it? Look at the dichotomy of the lessons that you got.
Yep.
Especially, that's also about self-love. Oh, I'm not worthy to have all this money, so I'll spend it so I can have the experience of dumping on myself for not handling my money well. And I also get the high of going out and trying to save myself again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'd rather just have a lot of money that comes in easily, know that I'm worth it, and be able to spend it on a lot of people that I love. And go to Hawaii.
And as you spend it, the energy keeps growing because it grows, right?
Exponentially. Absolutely.
Somebody's got getting,
The thing that I've found is like the hardest is that we're taught to sacrifice. Sacrifice for your country, sacrifice for your children, sacrifice for every part of your life in order for the others to flourish. Yep. Where's the self-love in that?
Especially if you're a woman.
Yes. Where's the self-love? There's no self-love allowed with sacrifice.
That's right. That's martyrdom.
So, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we
So
can
here we
complain
are.
about. Then we can complain about it.
You know, I'm moving on.
Yes, absolutely.
We're generation upon generation without the skills of knowing how to turn back to love ourselves first. And so you pointed out that in the morning, even before you get out of bed, is where you start. What are some other skills to just help us to start? Because some people I've found, when you try to teach them self-love, that's like the worst thing you could say to them. So how do we go about and teach people this wonderful thing?
Well, you know, I'm kind of tough love, guys. When my clients in my communities, they're laughing out there. They're going, oh, no, here it comes. You know, it's kind of, pardon my French, BS. It's what you're using not to empower yourself while you're saying you want to empower yourself. So if I said to you, you know, nobody's going to ever get cancer again if they just love themselves, would you still hold on to that argument? Oh, no, I can't do that. It's wrong. Would you? Or would you go, well, gosh, if that's all I have to do. Well, I'm telling you, that's all you have to do to change your life. Start loving who you are and appreciating who you are and appreciating your special gifts and acknowledging them. Start laughing more. If you don't love yourself, you go to all the victim places. Yeah. That weakens your ability. Okay, it heightens inflammation. It heightens your stress level. And that's the basis of all disease. They've proven that when people laugh a lot, they heal. But you got to choose it, guys. Right now, today, you get to choose, all right, no more of this other stuff. I'm focused and committed on loving myself. You know, if I need to take a bath in Epsom salts, by gosh, I'm going to do it. If I need to start eating better, I'm going to do it. If I need to start drinking less, I'm going to do it. If I need to go out and get a job so I know I have enough money, more than enough money in my life to limit my stress level, that's what I'm going to do. Because all of those things represent loving yourself. And your life is not going to change until you change what you want. I'll shut up for a minute.
Beautiful.
No,
that's beautiful.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
I mean, we just cannot let ourselves off the hook anymore, guys.
No more excuses.
That's the responsibility part, right? Yeah. That's the responsibility part. Yeah.
Exactly. And when you start taking responsibility for your own choices and your own creation, it's freedom. And you get more energy because you get more excited about your life. You start seeing, you know, how little things just fall into place for you. It's crazy how it shifts. People in your life, when you shift you, all the energy around you has to shift. That's how energy works. That's scientific, right? You put off a bomb, the energy everywhere shifts and changes. You walk into a room, you know, let's say we're going to a party, and over there in that corner, two people are having an argument. You'll see there's whole space around them because people are backed away because they don't have an energy. Yeah. Well, so if we walk around going, I'm a big piece of poop and I don't deserve anything and I'm not worthy and, you know, I'm fat and I'm a slob and I don't have any money, how many people are going to want to be in that energy? Right. Nobody.
Right.
Pick one good thing. You know, just start by picking one good thing. You know,
I chose to be here. I'm on this call right now. Good for me. That means
Yeah,
I'm
thank you.
hungry to expand. I want to know the truth. And the truth is you. Isn't that cool?
That
Yeah.
is
I don't have to
pretty
keep
cool.
looking for it anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah. You can't start giving your power away to other people because of the way you feel. Well, if they'd only do this or if they'd only do that, you
Yep.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's how we use an excuse not to move forward in our lives. I can't because of them. I can't because of it. If I just had, I don't know how. You know, all those things are excuses, guys. They're all excuses that we use. Yes, we use.
yeah, everyone is.
Yes.
Not to empower our energy out into the world. And the world is waiting for us to bring our power out through love. It's, please, please will you come forward? But it will not intercede on your behalf without your clear choice. That's in the I am principles.
Right.
You have to claim it to be it. You know the biblical phrase, ask and ye receive?
Yes.
Ask in the original Hebrew is claim or demand. This will be delivered to me now. But we've been taught, oh, please, if I'm worthy,
I know.
and if I'm smart enough, if I'm
Beseeching.
good enough, and could you maybe think about throwing me this little morsel?
Right.
No, that's not it. You have to ask in your power with your I am presence. Anything you say after I am is a direction to your energy to create that. So all of you that get up, and I still find myself going, oh my God, my butt is too big. Right? That is an I am statement. I am Dee Wallace, whose butt is too big. My butt is not going to get any smaller because my focus is on a big butt.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
you have to, even, it does not make sense here. It will never make sense here to have cancer and choose and control yourself to hold the focus on wellness.
Yeah.
And joy and fun. Take the steps you have to take on this plane physically while you build up the muscle of your I am presence and focus on wellness.
I like that point. It's a muscle that we need to flex, exercise, and use daily.
And train. You've got to train. Train the positive muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The choice muscle.
You know, we're taught about I am over and over and over and over again. You know, intention plus action equals manifestation. So many ways that we're taught about I am, but somehow the way that you're presenting it right now is sending waves of acceptance and acknowledgement, and just it's shifting. There's so much shifting for me right now, just in how you're wording it and the energy that you have.
Right.
So,
right.
Whew, yeah.
Right. Well, God said, according to the good book, I am that I am. I have to say I am, or I'm not.
Right.
So if we want to bring anything into being, and I just got major chills, if we want to bring anything into beingness from the light that everything is, we have to claim it. So the more you say I don't know, you're saying I am a person that doesn't know. You're never going to find the knowing you want because you're already defining yourself as somebody who doesn't know. So your brain goes, well, I can't find out you do know. I can't find what you want to know. I can't find the knowing of who you are because you've clearly stated I'm not, right? So if you want to be clear, if you feel confused, start claiming I am clarity and I know. I understand. I mean, I'm telling you, it's weird how simple it is and how miraculously it works. I am not a techie in any way.
That's what you say, but you're on here.
I'm challenged My technology. So every time, like when I have to do a show here, I come in and I go, I know I'm in harmony with the technology. First thing that happened to me, I came in early because I'm more powerful if I know everything is working early.
Right.
And turned on the computer and did some things, and a pop-up came up and says, we're sorry, we can't connect you to the internet.
No! What the hell?
Well, hell, I don't know what to do about that. Right? Now, 5 years ago, I would have gone into this, and oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And, well, I sat here and I went, I don't know what to do, and I know what to do. And as soon as I said it, said, call your assistant. So I called my assistant. She told me to undo and redo the modem, right?
Oh, nice.
And then everything was fine. So my knowing, I got my knowing through another person, and I still empowered myself by getting the knowing.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
a lot of times when you say, I know, it'll come from somewhere else so that you can know and handle what you need to know.
That's right. I'll find out is my favorite expression. I'll find out.
Yeah.
I'll find that out. I'll find out.
Out. I love it.
Yes, that's a Canadian.
Out.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, isn't that cute?
I didn't know we
I
had
totally love that.
You guys
Is
have
there
the
any more
accent.
questions from the audience?
We've got someone from New Zealand. Russell's on from New Zealand. He's up there
I love
too.
New Zealand, Russell. I did 2 movies down there.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. He lives in a beautiful spot. I've seen where he lives. It's gorgeous. And we have the Faroe Islands on too, Dee. Anne's on.
Anne.
Anne's on from the Faroe Islands.
How
I
exciting.
didn't even know where it was till I met Anne.
Yes.
Casey's from Casey McCauley's in from South Africa. This is
Casey.
really like
South Africa, I love. I did a movie in Cape Town. Oh, the most beautiful place on earth. Right next to
that's what I hear.
for me.
Yes.
Oh, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. And
Yeah, I did
Shelley's
the
on. And
Frighteners
Jim's
in
on.
New Zealand with Peter
The
Jackson.
what? Which one?
The Frighteners.
Oh.
I shot
Yes.
The Frighteners
Yep.
with Peter Jackson.
Well, I stopped watching scary movies. I
Yeah.
shouldn't do that, but I have too many. Yeah. Anyways, I'm better now.
I
No,
love
I'm not.
Well,
scary
see,
movies.
I look at that as I've studied fear all my life. Running away from monsters is a lot easier
Oh yeah.
than running away from ourselves.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, because that's the scariest
You
part.
can beat the monsters because you can face them.
Right.
But we don't often understand that it's the monster within we have to look at and go, get out of my life. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I want your listeners to know that if they have questions, I will go into the channel, even though I've been in the channel since the beginning, and give them some clarity about any questions they would like to ask me. I love doing that.
Yes, this is valuable.
Okay, so
Thank you
you
so
guys
much.
just please come on and give us some questions. That'd be great.
Money, relationships, health, anything that you want to know about.
Russell said the late Wayne Dwyer said that as well. I am that I am. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That.
You know, my quote when I wake up every morning, it's, let's see if I can remember it while I'm live, but it's, I am that I am a piece of God. Nope, that's all I can remember. I have it written down, but
That's a good part to remember.
and it's about my magnificence and how there's honor and glory and all that, and I just got it.
So, is it comfortable, Teresa, for you to say I am God?
Sometimes I feel all giddy and I could do it,
Yeah.
And other times I feel so.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And other times, all those old teachings come in, and they go, "Don't you dare." And so let me just go into this for a minute, the way I teach it. Everything is energy. That's a scientific fact. Everything is energy.
Yep.
That's all there is energy. And energy has been here from the beginning of time.
Yes.
So anything that's happened is being carried in this energy. And if everything's energy, and energy is everything, that's omniscient and omnipresent. Yes. So we're that energy. God is that energy. Everybody else is that energy. So we're God and God is us. And my channel's definition of God is all thought, all possibility, and all space in between. And that means you can be the God of Hitler, or you can be the God of Christ, and everything in between. That's why we are given the power of choice to decide what gods we want to be the God of. Victimness or victory? Yes. Love or hate? Fear or knowing? What do you want to be the God of? You are here to learn, to create from energy. That's why you're here. Make a choice, guys. Make a choice.
Oh, yes.
Lots of chills.
I hope they wrote that down.
I love these truth bombs.
You see my cup?
Yes.
Yes.
It says,
perfect.
I love me.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Kris Holman said she was asking, I don't know if you can help her with this one. What class am I supposed to take? What class am I supposed to take to start my business? So.
Okay.
And
right
Russell
away,
was wondering if you could clear blockages as well with the I am.
Yes. Let me get the question first. The very first thing they screamed into my head is you have not committed to doing this business yet. And that is why you keep going in and out. Again, this is how we keep ourselves from moving forward. I don't know what class to take because I haven't really committed to this business. Now they want to tell you why you haven't committed to the business. It's fear. And it's fear of power, not failure. And now I'm going right to your mother, around 4 years old. And school, it has something to start with. Oh, so what I'm hearing very clearly is you wanted to go to school, but you weren't allowed to go to school. Maybe you were too young, whatever. And so that taught you the belief, I'm not ready yet. You are ready. You're ready to do the business. You've got to commit right now. Yeah, I've really got big chills. And that's what I mean. If you want to find out where you're blocked anywhere in your life, go back to your teachings of your childhood. What you were told, what modeled for you, what was modeled by your parents, your grandparents. Like I was raised by my grandma, so she had a big influence on my life because my mom always had to work. So I learned women always have to work. Now I love to work. But at one point, it wasn't because of choice. It was because of a belief system that I didn't have a choice. And that puts a whole different level of stress into your work life. So know you're ready. Start saying, I am ready. I'm beyond ready. I'm so ready to do this. And then the channel said, even right now in this moment, if you go to your heart, not your mind, you will always face doubt if you go to your mind. Go to your heart. Right now, if you go to your heart, whomever asked that question, you will absolutely know what class to go to.
Ooh,
okay.
Great.
Now, can you clear blocks with the I am presence? Yes, you absolutely can clear blocks as long as you're not saying the block that you want to unblock.
Right.
Because that's putting your focus on what you don't want. When I teach seminars, I have people come up that I don't know, and I'll say, what do you want to work on? And they'll say, like, money. Well, okay, tell me what you want. Well, I don't want to worry about it, and I don't want to be afraid about it. You know, I really resent money because I don't have it, and they'll go on literally for half an hour telling me what they don't want.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just saying, I want more than enough money. But then you got to love yourself enough to be able to ask for that, right? You got to get rid of all those. So I am a beautiful, amazing, magnificent person who always and consistently and consciously has more than enough money. That's who I am. And that means, like, if I would go up and introduce myself and put out my hand and go, hi, I'm Dee Wallace. Hi, I'm more than enough money. See, that's not what I want. That's who I am. I am the beingness and the frequency of more than enough money. That's how you use your I am presence to move past blocks. I can tell you what blocks are. I can go right to them for you. But you don't have to do that. You just go toward what you want. I hope I answered that for her.
Yeah,
I feel like it is.
Yeah.
But sometimes when
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Here's a question I'm going to bring in for myself, and I know there's a lot of the collective. There's those of us who in the past or even now, we have bad relationships with our mothers. And for the longest time, I thought, if my mom can't love me, how can I love myself? And I've gotten past a lot of that, but sometimes I spiral right down to that. And I know I'm not the only one.
Okay, it's a good question, Teresa, because what happens is we go into sense memory. And we go into sense memory because we're 80% water. Our brains are 80% water. We're 80%. The world's 80% water. Water retains its memory from the beginning of time. So I did a great webinar on my site with Dr. Shannon Wilson, who's a psychologist. And she said, you know, you have to understand that we react before our brain even registers what's going on. So that's why I teach conscious creation, the name of my first book, because you consciously, whenever that happens, you grab that first thought that's starting to take you into the toilet of my mother never loved me, right? And you stop yourself and you go, no, that's an old thought. I'm not thinking that thought anymore. I am directing me. Mom did the best she could.
Yes.
I love her for it. She brought me in. That was the end of her responsibility. And now I get to love me. See, because again, if you keep using them, it's an excuse. But you have to retrain those sense memories. I'll give you a really good personal example. When I was little, we were very, very poor. And so when the bill collectors would come to the front door, they would send me the little cute blonde with the curls, right? And I remember this big scary man looking down at me, pointing a finger, saying, "You better tell your mom and dad to pay the rent or you won't have a home to live in." Okay, a month and a half ago, I get a letter from my bank saying, guess what? Your mortgage agreement is up. Your mortgage payments are going to more than double in July. Now, that would be a financial hit of fear for anybody. But literally, I went into and I don't have panic attacks, but I could feel my heart start going like this, and I couldn't catch my breath, and so a couple of hours later, I went, okay, I got to sit down and do my work that I teach everybody else, because this reaction is way overblown. I realize it's warranted a reaction. I give myself that break, right? But this is way overblown because I know I create my life. So I got still and I went and met my little girl and I said, dude, what is this about? And she showed me that picture. And if you listen to the words, you won't have a home to live in. And that's what triggered that sense memory that was creating the panic within me. Now that I had that information, I could sit back and I started talking to my little girl, and I'm giving you some really great methods here to work with. And I said, Dee Dee, because that's what my family calls me, Dee Dee. Dee Dee, I love you and I understand why you're so scared. But I want you to know that that doesn't have anything to do with the reality of our lives right now. So I'm going to go set up meetings. I'm going to get all the information so that I can show you everything's going to be just fine. Talking to my adult self at the same time. So I set up meetings with my CPA and my investment people and everybody that I work with. I'm going to be fine. I'm just fine. But my sense memory was, oh, mommy doesn't love me anymore and is making me go to the door to talk to, right? And also then, what came in was my empowerment when I said to the channel, okay, I'm setting up all these meetings. What else can I do to remain in my power? Because my choice is to remain in my power. And my channel is sometimes quite funny. And this was simply said to me, well, create something else.
Beautiful.
So I sat down and created this unbelievable program that I'm rolling out in July called Fun, Focus, and Fruition, all about how to love yourself, how to train yourself to hold the focus on loving yourself, and how that focus of love creates everything else in your life. And I'm including private sessions and all kinds of stuff in this amazing program. But the point is, had I remained a victim in fear, I would never have moved into the power of creating it. And that's what I want people to hear. You, in your choice, create your freedom. You are the freedom of your choice. There's a truth bomb.
Yes. Yeah, truth bomb.
Right? So when you go into reaction, you're out of creation. I want to say that again. If you're in reaction to anything, you're not in creation.
Such a good point.
So you have to get back to your objectivity first, and then go, okay, how can I? How can I, and what can I do?
responding rather than reacting. Yeah.
Yeah. Did I answer your question, Teresa?
Oh, totally.
Okay,
Yes. Yes, I'm sending that back to my inner teenager. All of me is listening to this.
Yeah, and she's not going to change. That's who she was. And by the way, I would like everybody to stop, and I mean this, stop, and hold on, I'm being guided here. Ask yourself the biggest point of being unhappy that you're still carrying around your family. What they did to you, right? How they hurt you, how you feel mistreated. Okay. That is the very gift that you came in to learn from your parents that you didn't want.
Wow.
So now, what's the opposite positive of what you want? For you, Teresa, it's respect and honoring yourself because you felt like your mother didn't.
Right.
So our parents teach us, because we chose them, exactly what we came in to learn for ourselves.
So perfectly. Woo.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's beautiful when you get out of the judgment and the fear and the and you look for the lesson. You look for the pony in the poop. Where's the pony in the poop?
There's got to be a pony here somewhere. Oh, yeah.
Were we going to do a meditation or what happened? I can't remember what we decided because I noticed our time. We got 10 minutes.
No, I can do a meditation. I can talk for a minute. We talked yesterday and you guys were really interested on this being switched. And most people don't understand about being switched. Anything that takes your knowing or your power away, that you are in charge of your life, will switch you. Walking into a doctor's office, right? Getting that thing from the bank. Being in fear that you're out of control in traffic. Anything that takes your knowing that you create your own life and have control over it will switch your energy. What happens when your energy gets switched is you feel like you don't know. You can't get clear. Those of you that use a pendulum or muscle test in any way will not test correctly. You'll test backwards when your energy is switched. So I want to give everybody 3 really easy ways to bring yourself back in balance. And
that's awesome.
The channel is saying, Teresa, the next time you have that sense memory of your mom, you can use one of these to immediately bring yourself back into balance. That's the truest, highest, most correct statement. See, that's new information for me. Didn't know that till right now. So the first thing is just take your hands and tap over your ears. And then in this indentation place, go. So you tap over your ears and you tap right here as you're exhaling. That's one.
Good.
Second way, start laughing. You don't need a reason to start laughing. Just be anxious and just start laughing, right? The third way is, I'm going to turn to the side here. Make a fist with your hand, and as you pop your fingers open, bring it toward your face, like that. That will bring your energy back. Can you feel it? I can feel it.
Yes. Yeah, okay. That's powerful too.
Like a slap in the face, sort of. Like
a blast of energy.
Firework.
Yeah.
In your face.
Yeah. It's like an aha.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. We could do this, you guys. This is so cool.
And
thank you.
Of course, go to love.
Yes.
Now, I teach everybody in my community to find their love place. So let's do that right now. Everybody, I go to my dog. If you have a pet, that's a perfect choice to go to your love place. Perfect place, right? It's unconditional love, an animal, or a tiny baby that you've known, or a beautiful rainbow, or place in nature. Those of you in New Zealand and Cape Town, and I mean, my gosh, you have it all. Look, see, we called him in. Oh, my. See, now if you can't go to love, right there, but
love can come there. Yeah.
Heals everything, creates everything, guys. Start using this powerful force that you think is some nebulous thing that happens to you if you're really lucky and meet the right person. You know, no, it is a force of nature to use in the creation of your life. And you've heard it in all the great movies. You know, Peter Pan, think happy thoughts and you fly.
Oh, yeah.
The end of The Wizard of Oz. Glinda says to Dorothy, you had the power all along.
Right.
To get home.
Yep.
And, of course, my favorite, E.T. Keep your heart open.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that light of love that you are shining in your heart.
Right.
We've heard it and heard it and heard it and heard it, guys. But do we live it? Not consciously. So I am a person who lives love consciously now. And so it is, baby cakes.
Yes.
I love this.
Oof, that is great.
It is.
Wow. That was quite a lesson.
Wonderful. Hi.
Thank you.
I can't believe this hour's over. It's like, whoop! You know,
Yes.
time flies when you're expanding, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you give us
Beautiful.
a little bit about you've done the Fun and Focus program, but you're doing another
Fruition.
webinar in July, a Fun Focus
I
and
am.
Fruition.
The
In
Alzheimer's.
June.
That's the one about
June
June.
27th. It's all on Alzheimer's and dementia with this amazing
I see some of our
doctor.
guests are working with Alzheimer's people, or parents.
Oh, wonderful. Well, it's pretty amazing information through the channel. Ways that most of us have never looked at these diseases before. And I'm having a doctor who's also a healer on with me, Dr. Frank Bradici. He does a lot of my webinars with me, and I'm pretty excited about this because I don't know anyone who doesn't know someone that's been touched by these diseases or is in fear themselves.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not in fear of death, but I am in fear a little bit of losing my capabilities and being alive with them. Now,
Right.
Yeah.
I get to know and remember that I create my own life. So one of the major claims that the channel gave us, and they want to remind everybody, wellness is mental, physical, spiritual, chemical, cosmic, emotional, and dimensional. So it covers everything in our beingness. I am wellness. I am the light of love. And that heals every subject in your life. If you want a quick fix, no brainer, you can use that one. So yeah, that's on June 27th. The big fabulous training that I've created. I mean, you get videos every morning and audios at night, and a couple of privates with me and 3 webinars where we come together to, you know, it's a constant 6-week support system. And it's up on iamdeewallace.com. Both things are up to sign up for right now. And I'm doing the big training of my work August 31st, September 1st and 2nd. There's one spot left if anybody wants
Ooh, one
to
spot. Wow.
about it and ask about it. Well, But see, I took action. The channel said, well, create something. And I said,
That's right.
okay,
Boom.
done. And the next 3 days, I sat down and created.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Yeah. And then
So
you feel very
powerful.
powerful.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, this conscious living.
Yes, it is.
It's exciting, guys. It's life-changing.
So much
Beautiful.
better than procrastination and fear, right?
Oh, yeah.
Alisa, in the comments on the top of the video, I am Dee Wallace. Dee Wallace's website, and I've posted it there, so there'll be a link right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I posted it right in the front comments, so you guys can watch this all in replay because a lot of this needs to be reabsorbed.
Powerful. I know
And,
it. Yeah.
This was an information-packed hour. Let me.
Yes.
We're
My
so
channel.
grateful for you.
My channel was in full.
Your channel's awesome.
Yes, thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Yeah,
you so
it's
much.
been beautiful
amazing.
today. Yeah.
Look at. None of us talked about what we were wearing, and we're all like kind of like together in color core. I just love that. How the energy connects with all of us in different ways, you know.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Beautiful thing. Well, my love is connecting with your love and all your love out there.
Thank you.
And
Everybody's
the
just
world would be a great place if we just got up every day and said, gee, which love fest are we going to today?
Amen.
Yes, I love that.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thank you
Perfect.
so
I
much.
love that.
You.
So thank you.
Thank you, audience.
Oh, thank you
coming
for
by.
facilitating this, ladies. Beautiful.
And our group is loving it, and we shared it out and share it out some more, guys, because spread the love.
You bet.
And, spread the love. Thank you again, and namaste, everyone, and
And
blessings for the week. And we'll
Namaste.
see you tomorrow at our regular.
See you
We do
tomorrow
have a
morning.
regular show tomorrow at our 12:30 time, at our 12 o'clock time, I should say, 12 p.m. Eastern. 9 a.m. EST. Dee, you have a show on that at that time too.
I do. Which is why we couldn't do this tomorrow. I have a free call-in show every Sunday morning. Thanks for mentioning it.
yes.
You can get there again through I am DeeWallace.com. It'll tell you how to, get to the show. It's a free call-in show. Call in about any subject you want, and the channel is right there. Pretty amazing show.
That's
Beautiful.
awesome. Yeah, I'm going to make sure my daughter watches this. She's just taking stand-up comedian. Well, she's just starting to take up comedy, stand-up comedy, and I know she channels, and she doesn't realize she channels.
Oh,
She's a whole different person.
When I really started channeling, I said, oh my God, this is what I've been doing in my acting all my life. I've been channeling my characters. So share that with her.
When you said that to me, and I looked at her when she was doing, she's like, everybody goes, Becca does that? And I said, I don't think it's Becca. I think it's Becca's channel doing that.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Becca and the channel and God, all the same energy.
Yeah. All of us together, right?
Yeah. You just, look, all the information's up here, but you got to reach up and ask for what you want. Otherwise, it just hangs out there.
Yeah.
Ask and you receive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Claim it.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to sign off the way I always do. Till we meet again, love yourself, love yourself, and love yourself more, because that's what it's all about. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you.